What's up, dudes and dudes in the arena? My name's Scythe and we are back here with some more Mages of Mystralia. And today we're going to be going into the mine area, which seems pretty cool because, whoopsie daisy, I don't want to show you that yet. Seems pretty cool because we actually use our shield to reflect light, very similar to the mirror shield, although also seems like we don't have to be too accurate with it. But I have a feeling that this is going to end up being one of my favorite dungeons in the game because I love the mirror shield mechanic in Zelda games, like where you can just reflect the light and into a certain area to unlock a certain door. I love it. Now, before we end up getting into any of that, folks, I've been experimenting with some of our spells, and let me tell you, you can really make some very powerful stuff, because in the last episode, I was getting pretty frustrated just at the difficulty of the game, and realizing, you know, why are these enemies taking so long to defeat? What's going on with this? The game actually expects us not only to experiment, but to have multiple elements of even the same spells, honestly speaking, because certain enemies are going to be weak to certain elements while other enemies are going to be completely immune. So, what did I end up changing? I didn't change our melee attacks. I made ice ×3. I made it a little bit more complicated, as you can see here. No, I don't want to delete that. That's one of my most powerful spells. So what it actually does right now is it's going to move, which means it's going to shoot, duplicate, it's going to shoot all 3 of them, and then we're going to choose the spell, and I have it do the explosive melee attack. So it's actually going to hit the target and then do a big explosive ice attack forward that actually was very, very powerful on some side enemies that I ended up fighting. And that's kind of what I mean, where it would pay very, very well for me to just copy and paste this exact same spell, because it's a very overpowered chain of events with the runes, right? But I would have to change the element into a different one. I don't want to do that right now. That's okay. Our wind ball is already pretty much the exact same anyways. But then I also ended up messing around with the other abilities, like our dash and just our clone in general. The clone, I ended up changing to an electric element. Generally, it just seems to change the look of the clone. It doesn't really change the functionality, which is really cool that the game actually has that. And for our dash ability, I actually made it so that we dash and leave a clone in our wake, but also, and I'm assuming that this is like we have to hit an enemy in order for this to happen, but when we hit an enemy, it's going to trigger a fireball explosion. So I'm very curious to see what ends up actually happening with that. Maybe I should actually change it just to the solid wind rather than the fire explosion, because then we would probably leave a miniature tornado when we would end up actually ramming into an enemy. Generally, though, the thing that I do find very strange is at the moment, even though we actually have one of our rune abilities for our melee attack to push enemies away, we can't use that on any of our melee attacks right now. Ooh. Okay, this dungeon might not be as cool as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like crystals everywhere, and it was going to be all oriented and focused on the light, but it seems like they're going to do it very sparingly. Okay, so let's just go to our normal melee attack, which I swapped back to our lightning attack just because I was running into some serious trouble with the way is blocked with using our ice melee attack. Maybe you could use your ice shield under the light beam coming from the ceiling over there. Yeah, I kind of figured that. These little explosive enemies, like, really? You're gonna throw them at me again? What would I do? Oh. Okay. So we have to specifically use the light on select areas, which means are we going to end up getting a rune ability that's going to allow us to reflect? Like kind of around a corner or something? I don't know about that necessarily, but is ice going to take care of skeletons? Nope, he is still actually immune. I wanted to block, but that's okay. At least I got to block one of his attacks. I gotta slowly try and get our like health back up a little bit here. What does that do? Is that helping us? Yeah, it is, because that's actually gonna travel the entire distance, which we cannot actually do ourselves. There we go. At least we're going to get our health back up, which is nice. So, still a very cool dungeon, but because of the fact that it actually is focused on light, it does mean that it's a little bit dark, which is not really my favorite. That's just kind of like, I'm kind of allergic to darkness in video games because of YouTube and stuff. So this is a prime example where this spell would actually be better to not have the tri-shot. It would actually be better to just straight out have it. Okay. I don't understand how that ends up helping us. Oh, I see. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So that means, ooh, we have to continue it going the entire time. That's kind of annoying. Rip. Well, anyways, let's get this to go over there. Yes, please. So that means we gotta travel, make this crystal travel the entire, ooh, okay, good. It actually did it automatically before I even got to finish that sentence. I was just going to say that we gotta make it travel an awful long distance in order to get to actually do what we want. So how is this going to end up helping us? Oh, because once it reaches the final destination, it's gonna create its own sunbeam, right? Because now it's actually a full-on crystal. Oh, dude. Oh, that is cool. That is so cool. Oh. I do like this dungeon a lot. It's dark and it's kind of gross because of it, but I really do like that mechanic. You know what? Will he ever come back up when we're standing beside him? There you go, you stupid idiot. Take care of you forever, jerk. So explosive attacks, no, they do not take care of these little guys. We just gotta get them to die. Okay, so that's not gonna help us because we need to get a minecart down here. But let's actually head up over here first, which most likely this is going to end up being one of the secretive pathways, I bet you. I don't like that gargoyle randomly being there. No, like really, why is he just here? Well, at least if we lure him into the light like an idiot, he's dead. That was cool. Okay. Can we destroy this crystal? With an explosive attack we can. Okay. That's kind of neat. How is this helping us? How does that help us? I don't understand. Okay, so we gotta clone this. And then activate this one. Yeah. So, I don't quite understand how that helps us. Like, why do we need those streams going? Oh, I didn't even think that we could activate this one, dude. Because that means we need to do this. Which is quite tedious to actually... Okay. It's quite tedious to swap off of our spells like this, but that's it. Oh, we don't even need to swap our spells. Rip me, overcomplicating it. That's what I do at every puzzle, not in this game, but in every game. It's like no matter what it is, oh, it's really, really simple. Not when it's me. What the? Hey, where'd that shadow creature go? Well, he's obviously going to be some weird, crazy type of enemy. I don't get it. Why did we need to make some really overcomplicated thing with these crystals? Like, I don't understand. I think that the game didn't want us to do that. It wanted us to use this crystal to open the doorway. But hey, whatever. Okay, let's go down here and try to get this key from these guys. I don't quite understand. Like, is this guy invincible or do we gotta get him into the light? Probably have to hit him with the light, right? Or get him in the light. Maybe that's the point. I don't understand, but I'm going to hit him with everything we've got. I'm out of magic now. Okay. That's okay. I'll get him stuck on our melee. There we go. Did he have the key? Oh, there we go. I don't even honestly know what we need this key for, but we're going to need it, like guaranteed. So let's continue more this way. I want to see what this challenge room is, because I want to at least take a peek at most of the challenges. But if it's going to be a million enemies, okay, well, at least we can use our ice abilities on them, so it might not be too bad. Okay, maybe it will be. Can you dash? Can you dash? No, I'm out of mana, and now I'm getting stun locked. Nope. I don't care. Stun locked. Like, I hate stun lock in video games. I can't stand it. At least if we had a little bit more crowd control, maybe it would be nice. You know, would it kill you for the ice ability in this game to stun enemies and freeze them for a little bit? Like, seriously, dude. What? Why is one of Rachel's bags in here? That's a quest from like the beginning of the game. Where are we going? We just went to the Mistral Woods. Why? Why was that an exit? I hope that didn't reset the dungeon. Where are we? Oh! Okay, well at least we unlocked a shortcut. Kind of. I didn't even know, like, why was that? Okay. Because that's where in the, not the first episode, but the first video I had on this game, that's where we fought our first mini-boss. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, anyways, I do like the map in this game. It's very thought out as well. Just because of the fact that you get to, you know, you kind of repeat a lot of the, or return to a lot of the same areas is kind of what I mean to say. Okay. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So we did need a key. So let's grab our shield. And hopefully be able to kill that guy. No. Get out of here, skeleton. Get out of here. I don't care who you think you are, dude. Okay? Whoop! So that is somehow going to help us. Because we have to pull this switch to... What? Did you hear something? I think it came from above in Mistral Woods. Maybe we should go check it out. Oh. Okay, so that's why we can go back to Mistral Woods. I don't like that. I don't like having a puzzle that has us go back to another area like that. Kind of dealing with the same puzzle on 2 maps. I don't know. What are these crystals for? These crystals are transformed into green soul beads you use every day. Really? Let me grab them! These crystals are known to contain magic energy, albeit very faint, so they were refined into beads. Most mages knew how to harness that energy by letting it seep into their soul, hence their names. I never knew that. How did soul beads become a currency then? It's hard for you to imagine how important mages were to the valley before the time of the Marquis. Soul beads would be used heavily in barter, since a mage somewhere would always be willing to trade for it. This barter gradually turned into an official currency. Can I grab them? Like, why won't you let me grab more of them? Dude. Okay, whenever we deal with these puzzles, Oh, okay, sure, let me try and figure this out. You know what, folks? This is one of the puzzles that I'm not going to be able to solve. I could sit there and try to solve it for 15 minutes, but whatever, that's okay. I'm just going to skip over it because it's not like it's a required spot or anything. Okay, this is good. Well, at least we can take care of most of them because ay-yi-yi. That is insane. Is the light gonna actually take care of these guys or what? Well, at least it takes care of the gargoyles, but I guess with these shade enemies, we just have to attack them straight up. Whoa! Why? Oh, when they tag us, they actually... Oh, that's the worst enemy in the entire game. That's the worst enemy in the entire game. A game all about magic and casting spells where an enemy can silence you. That's stupid. Let alone an invincible enemy too. Like, just die already, you stupid idiot. Man alive, that is bad. I don't like that enemy type at all. Not one bit. Okay, so never mind whatever we're supposed to be doing at the middle of this place. How does this help us? No, really, how does this help us? I don't quite understand. I guess we have to get that thing to get out of the way? Right? Just move that crystal along then? Yeah, there we go. Okay, well at least that wasn't too difficult. Now, those shadow enemies, I'm sure there's probably a much easier way of actually defeating them, but I really don't like that. Like the fact that they actually can stop us from casting spells, like that is an insane enemy, dude. For a game like this, just no. No. Did that guy just throw a spear into his friend? You idiot. You know what? Good. I'm glad that he was that stupid. Please die. I need to take care of the gargoyle that for some weird reason did not... What? There we go. Why is it not taking care of him? There we go. Yikes. Okay, what's the... What the... Okay. So, how does this help us then? Because we have to somehow hit this crystal. But we can't. because we need to power up this. Wait. Whoops. I don't know why I didn't even see that. Oh, I see. So they want us to do like a back and forth thing going on here. Whoop. Got one of them moving. At least it's not rolling backwards, this one. Because that would suck. Is that gonna open the doorway? Or do we have to open it ourselves first? It is going backwards. Never mind. Okay. You get out of here. There we go. At least there's a nice little convenient point of no return for some of these things. Like, really, that's very well designed. I like that. Still not exactly sure, though. Like, there was that one spot. We're gonna have to check that out, where he said, like, check out the woods. I assume it's just on that little plateau that's just up at the top, right? You know, kind of that secret entrance that I kept calling it a secret entrance anyway. Is this a quest item? I'll take it. Maybe Zacho can use it in Greyleaf. Chunk of metal. Maybe the blacksmith can repair something with it. Oh. Alright. Well, they put that in a very obvious spot, which tells me that, you know, we must, like, need that for something. Like, it must be, like, a required item or something. There we go. Let's just hold this. And is this guy already end up being the boss? Right? Oh, boy. Man, why can't we grab these crystals? That's so unfair. That's supposed to be like a currency. Oh, there's the sage. Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna be more... Living statue. Gargoyle. You mean gargoyle? You're scary, dude. How do I take care of him? How do I take care of him? Fire explosion? I don't see how this helps us to set up fires everywhere. Oh, I see. Yes. Yes. Okay, and then we just damage him with our spells like that? Oh boy, that's not necessarily doing that much damage to him, was it? Maybe if we ended up doing like a fire, not our fire explosion, but our wind attack on him or something. You're standing in the light, like literally standing in the light. Dude, are you kidding me? No, are you serious? Like, you were standing in the light, you stupid moron. Okay, well, that triple ice attack seems to be okay. I'm getting a little bit too greedy with trying to actually damage him, though. Because otherwise... Alright, there we go. Let's just do our explosive, or normal attack, I guess, apparently. Wow, this guy's tough. Like, tough as nails, straight up has a lot of health. Man, real annoying that every one of his attacks not only stun locks us, but auto turns towards us like a jerk. You're going down, Buster, so help me. Even though you're like a really tough enemy, just because of the way that he's designed? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, Buster. There we go. Now we actually got a nice little strategy going. Kind of, even though he's cool, like I like him, but he's not really the coolest boss that we fought, you know? Oh, this is so stupid. Dash then, you idiot! Like seriously. There, just keep attacking my clone. Really? I'm hitting him with my light. Are you kidding me, you stupid game? That didn't count? Like, are you serious? I was zapping him with the light the whole time. Maybe it has to be close enough to him or something. Yikes! What a jerk. Just die this time, please. No, he won't. He'll be at one hit. There we go. Well, at least I somehow got to cast that spell quick enough. There we go. Let's hit him with our nice ice shield thing and get out of town. He's not even dead. Is he? Oh, jeez. Okay, good. I thought with that eyeball floating around, he was gonna have like some second phase. Overall, that felt more like a mini boss rather than a full dungeon boss, though. Still cool, but yeesh. Kind of annoying. Okay. So this is going to be what? Electricity? Looks like it. But it's light everywhere, so that one makes sense. Okay. Hail, Zia, hope of the valley. I am Drusus, the sage of Gaia. Which means, like, I'm assuming it's Gaia. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Mastery of the earth is mine. Okay, never mind. It's Gaia then. And it's what I can impart to you to make you stronger for your battles to come. So is that going to potentially be, like, raw physical damage for our melee attack, which would ultimately make it better, you know? I wonder how the different elements end up working. I also noticed the boss's health bar actually had two little triangles sticking out of the right side of it, which makes me wonder, was that trying to tell us his weakness? Because that, you know, if I actually knew the symbols on all of our different spells, I'm very curious about that. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I know there's a threat. I just don't know where it's coming from. Who must I fight? Only one possibility remains. Counselor Clovis. Who? He saved the Marquis's life from a mage's attack once, granting him the Marquis's trust. The Marquis placed more trust in him than he should have. For all signs point to the fact that he knows more about magic than any respectable counselor should. You mean that Counselor Clovis is a mage? How did he learn Who's Counselor Clovis? He was from your community, once an apprentice named Octavius. Okay, that's a nefariously evil name. But we had to remove him from our protection when he was tempted by the magic of the skies. Never would we have imagined that he would have continued to develop his gift without our guidance. Counselor he became in order to get vengeance on the mages. What should I do now? Now you must face your past and your shame. What? My shame? Go and find mastery over fire. That's what I'm talking about. The Sage of Igni can be found where rocks melt and turn into fire in the lava grotto. Ooh! Ooh. Well, we'll just take the fast travel point and get out of here. I don't care. Never mind that whatever that little side mission was that we were supposed to have gotten in the Mistral Woods. Maybe we'll get to take a peek at it while we're over here, but most of all, I want to take a peek at our spells now. Like, what can we end up actually doing? Baddies? I didn't know where the lava grotto is in okay. From the rise, take a left at the Troll Lake. You shall reach it. Oh, okay. From the rise, huh? Well then, let's take a peek at our earth melee attack. Ooh! Ooh, that's cool. Now what if... See, look, we can't put push on anything. Oh, that's so annoying. Like, I want to put this push attack on our spell, but we can't. Straight up cannot. That's so annoying. Well, what happens if we put a nice explosion on this? Oh, it just makes a rock explosion right in our face. Well, that's not too good. It's a pretty cool, like, I'll change the explosive melee into earth, just so that we can kind of see what that ends up doing. Well, you know what? Let's change our normal melee. Yeah, we'll keep that as earth for now and see what ends up happening. This ice ability, the ice shot, although cool, I'm gonna change that to an earth ball. Ooh, it arcs. Why does it have an ice after effect? Oh, because it's using one of the other spells afterwards, huh? Wait, which one was it? Ice 3. Yeah, so then we've got this, which normally turns into an explosion, but we'll just turn it into... Well, we'll just turn that into the wind tornado and see what ends up happening with that, right? So this is going to be, Earth times 3, let's just call it, because who cares? And what about for this ability, if we just set our, Creo as Earth? What is that going to end up doing for us? Whoops, that's not Creo. How does that help us? I don't understand. What is that doing for us? Oh! Oh! That's kind of lame. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna flat out say it. Because you know that this is going to be what we use in the lava area, right? It's got to be what we're gonna use in the lava area, unless it can end up hurting enemies, but I honestly don't think so. We'll see. Let's just call this... Let's just call it, Earth Bridge. Yeah, what a great inventive name. And then I want to see what ends up happening if we swap our shield over to the Earth one. And our dash over to the Earth one. Not that that dash ended up actually doing much of anything. I mostly just used that to get out of trouble. And then we already had... Oh, we already had the Earth shield. That's right. Because Earth already was just the normal, like, normal ability. Okay. Okay. So now we've got to go... Where? Oh, all the way up there. The Rise. So how do we actually get to the Rise? We can go down to the Haven. That'll end up doing it for us. All right. I'm down for that. You get out of my face, you guys. What does throwing rocks do? I don't know whether or not we're actually doing more damage or not. We might be. I don't know. But I do like the fact that this melee attack actually has a lot of crowd control. Just because we can actually tag multiple enemies through each other, you know? He is immune to rock damage. Okay. What about this explosive melee? He's immune to that as well, because that guy likes fire. Right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Pretty cool, dude. Pretty cool. But it's getting really, really confusing. Like, it really, really is. I'm having such a hard time comprehending most of these spells. I still wonder whether or not they have fast travel points in, like, all of the different areas, because they really should. Like, all of the zones should actually have, like, fast travel points, because otherwise we're just traveling through the world ourselves, you know? Which is fine at the same time, because honestly speaking, this map is not particularly big, but it, you know, it kind of would make it... I could totally see, like, if I was wandering around trying to get all the collectibles and stuff, it could really start to become a bit of a problem. So, I don't know exactly how we end up getting to this lava area. Oh, it's to the north. Because I know how we get to the Dark Tower, but I don't know how we get to the, lava zone. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to kind of go for it and try. We could potentially buy this fireball spell, at least. Which, come to think of it, are we using Change Wand? Enhances Gaia spells by increasing damage and knockback. The power of earth and stone gives this wand the weight of a mountain, yet it's light enough for me to wield. Okay. That's cool, dude. So that is a great incentive for us to actually be using earth magic. That's awesome. And then that would be the reason you would end up getting the fire spell, is so that you could end up, or the fire wand, I mean, so that you could end up getting that as well, right? That's really, really cool. What is this? I don't get it. Okay. Whatever. I guess we would have to, like, attack that other thing and do something with that. I don't quite understand. Hopefully, are we actually knocking him back or damaging him? I don't know. You know what? Forget this. There's no point in fighting them. None whatsoever. So how do we actually... There we go. So this is gonna get us up to the magma mountain area, right? Oh, that's cool. We could go behind that waterfall. I kind of want to do that, but that's okay. Okay, I don't know what... Are these guys actually, like... Yeah, you know what? Explosive melee, no. Let's just do... I wish that the game would actually pause so we could swap our spells out a little bit here. So... The thing that I wonder is if these enemies, like... If we should be using ice magic on them. You know what? Forget this. Like, seriously, why are we even fighting them? Let's just go to the next screen. But because it's lava, are they gonna be, like, weak to ice? That seems like the only obvious one to me. Like, that's just obviously going to be their elemental weakness, right? It has to be. But either way, very excited to be heading into this area, because look at this. Oh, that's so beautiful. Such a cool spot. But we're going to tackle this one in the next episode. So today's episode is going to end up being a little bit on the shorter side. I didn't know we'd get through the grotto area, or not the grotto, the mine area as quickly as we would. But still, I'm going to take a little bit of time to try and reallocate our spells and see whether, let's see whether or not ice magic is actually useful here rather than where we needed it in the other area, right? Thanks for watching, though, everybody. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. I think we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the game, and I'm really, really excited to see what ends up happening at the climax. Sign on, stay epic.